Hi, it's Branka from Oz Tutoring sharing another SATS paper walkthrough. So this is from the 2024 year and this is paper 2, reasoning. So on the front you will see some information you need to fill in. So your teacher will guide you on how to do those. And then you'll see a blank page. So this may well be the case for your SATS year this year. Then we'll find an instructions page. It says here, you must not use a calculator to answer any questions in this test. You have 40 minutes to complete this test. Follow the instructions for each question. Work as quickly and as carefully as you can. If you need to do any working out, you can use the space around the question. Do not write over any barcodes. Here's an example of a barcode just here. Please don't write on those. They need those for their SATSy admin-y things, so just leave them as they are. And some questions have a method box like this. So for these questions, you may get a mark for showing your method, and it even says, show your method. If you can't do a question, go on to the next one. So if you find that it's taking too long to do a particular question, just stop, move on, try and pick up some marks elsewhere on the paper, and then come back to that one if you've got some time at the end. And then if you finish at the end, go back and check your work. Okay. So let's get started. Oh, before that, the number under each line at the side of the page tells you the number of marks available for each question. Okay, so just a few disclaimers before we start. This is going to be me sort of doing this more like in real time, so I may make human mistakes as I go along. I always pick myself up on these and use them as teaching points because it shows where marks could easily be lost. Naturally, in the moment when you're under pressure, I'm a bit under pressure because I'm on camera, so it's slightly different situations. What I've been a tutoring situation, so it was just one-on-one or online. So yeah, so I may make the odd mistake, but I will pick myself up on it and show you how to fix it. It's not a teaching video as such, it's more just going through and just giving you some pointers on how to answer these types of questions. Okay, so let's get started. So question 1, pause the video and have a go. Okay, so it says here is a triangle on a grid. Okay, so it says to draw the reflection of the triangle in the mirror line. And it says we need to use a ruler. Now I can't use a ruler directly on the screen here, so I'm going to use my straight line tool. So I need to make sure that I go forward 2 spaces here, and then 3 lines across. Oh, that line is very thin. Let me just get a new one. Let's go back a bit thicker so you can see it better. There we go, that's better. And then we're going to come up 2 squares like so. Then we're going to connect these 2 lines together like that. So it's a direct reflection of the triangle on the other side. So well done if that's what you got there. Okay, time for question 2. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so it says this table shows the cost of fruit at a school cafeteria. A banana is 12p, plum is 23p, an apple is 32p, and a pear is 38p. Amir buys 2 pieces of fruit. He pays the £2 coin. He gets £1.50 change. Tick the 2 pieces of fruit that Amir buys. So really, you're looking for 2 pieces of fruit that add up to 50p because £2 take away £1.50 is 50p. So I can see that banana and pear both add up to 50p. So well done if you got that as your answer. Okay, time for question 3. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says Layla plays basketball. The graph shows how many points she scored in her first 3 games. So after 4 games, Layla has scored a total of 25 points. Complete the graph. Use a ruler. So again, I'm going to use my straight line tool. So I can see here that in this one, actually I'm going to use that in just a moment. So in this one, I can see she scored 7 points. In this one, she should have scored 5. And then this one should have scored 10. So if we add these up together, so that's 10, add 5 is 15, add 7 is 22. So after 4 games, she scored a total of 25 points. So in game 4, she would have scored 3 points because 25 take away 3 3 is 22, which is a number that we started with at the beginning, which will all these add up to together. So let's make a little bar on here, making sure it goes about halfway between the 2 and the 4, so it's a bit wonky. There we go. And I've used my straight line tool to show that. So well done if that's what you got for that question. Okay, let's take a look at question 4. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says the numbers in this sequence increase by the same amount each time. Write the missing numbers. So we've got -11, 1, 7, 19. So we've got these two numbers here which are next to each other. And I can see there's a difference of 6, and it's a positive 6. It's adding in 6 each time. So what we're going to do is get those added in. So 11 minus 11 plus 6 would be -5. So we add another 6, we get to 1. Add another 6, we get to 7. And then add another 6, we get to 13. And then just to check that, if we add 6 to 13, we get 19. So well done if that's what you got at home. Okay, time for question 5. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says write the 3 missing digits to make this multiplication correct. So we've got something times 3 equals something that ends in a 2. Okay, so maybe we could do 4 times 3. Okay, because then we've got a 12. So let's just see if that works. Then 5 times 3 is 15. Add the 1 is 16. Okay. So then we've got, let's put a 1 here as well to show that's 16. Then we've got something times 3 add 1 is 7. Oh, I know that 2 times 3 add 1 is 7. So there we go. Well done if that's what you got at home. Okay, time for question 6. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says Olivia is thinking of a number. My number is greater than 236, is less than 245, has a 3 in the tens place, is an even number. What number is Olivia thinking of? So what we could do is just put a 3 here to show it's in the tens place. It's greater than 236, but less than 245. So we know it's going to have a 2 here in the hundreds. So, and it's an even number, but it's got a 3 here. So actually the next even number after 236 would be 238, wouldn't it? So that must be the number that she's thinking of. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, time for question 7. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says a box holds 40 packets of envelopes. Each packet holds 25 envelopes. How many envelopes does the box hold? So it's literally just doing 25 times 40. Okay, so you might want to do that as column multiplication if you wanted to, but you could just do 25 times 4 equals 100. Then add the 0 on the end because we've multiplied that 4 by 10 to make a total of 1,000. So well done if that's the answer that you got. Okay, so let's take a look at question 8. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says write a whole number in each box to make the statements correct. 1 has been done for you, so let's just not worry about that one then. So something rounds to the nearest 1,000 is 4,000. Something rounds to the nearest 10,000 is 820,000. Now there's quite a lot of different answers that you could have for this. So for the first one here, if you got anything between 3,500 and 4,499, brilliant, well done. And for the second one, if you got anything between 815,000 to 824,999, they're the answers that you would need. So there's quite a lot of different ones. If you've got any numbers within those, brilliant, fantastic, well done. Okay, let's look at question 9. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so we've got some calculations here, and it says 2 of these calculations have the same answer. Write this answer as a decimal, okay? So let's just work them all out. That's probably the easiest thing to do. So we've got 4 divided by 10 would be 0.4. 40 divided by 10 is 4. 4 divided by 100 would be 0.04. And then 40 divided by 100 would be 0.4. So it must be 0.4 as our answer for this one. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, look, question 10. Pause the video to have a go. Right, so it says circle the 2 prime numbers that have a difference of 2. So if you got 17 and 19, absolutely amazing. Well done. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, let's take a look at question 11. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says this table shows the number of children and adults at a childcare centre. Complete the table to make it correct. The first row has been done for you. So we've got number of children per adult. We've got 3. The number of adults is 4. So the number of children would be 5. So I can see actually there's a times tables link there. 4 times 3 is 12. So why don't we try that with these as well? So I know that 4 times 5 is 20. We could even divide 20 by 4 to get the answer for this one. And then we could do the same thing we did for the top front that we did for the top row here. 3 times 8 is 24. So well done if that's what you got at home. Okay, let's take a look at question 12. Pause the video to have a go. So it says here, shapes W, X, Y and Z each cover different fractions of this 10 by 10 square. Match each shape to the correct fraction. So shape W is a 5 by 5 square, so that's 25 squares out of 100. Oh, I know that that must be equal to a quarter. It's because 25 out of 100 is a quarter, okay? Let's look at shape X. So there's 40 of those done. So 40 out of 100. Okay, let's have a think. So 40 out of 100 must be close to 2/5. Okay, so you can always convert these all to something over 100. Then just simplify them down. That could be a good way of doing it. Shape Y. Oh, that's nice and straightforward. That's 1 out of 100. Okay, and then Z must be 1/10. Okay, so well done if that's what you got. Okay, let's take a look at question 13. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, let's get stuck into it. So it says match the name of each 3D shape to its number of vertices. We've got a cube, square base pyramid, triangular base prism, and an octagonal base pyramid. Interesting. Listed here, and then we've got some numbers down the side. So we need to work out how many vertices, or in normal English would be corners, but vertices is the mathsy word for corners, isn't it? So let's have a look. So a cube will have 8. A square-based prism has 5. Triangular-based prism has 6. And octagonal-based pyramid must have 9. Don't forget an octagon has 8 sides, so that must be the highest amount anyway. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, let's look at question 14. Pause the video to have a go. Right, so it says a class votes for a captain. 3/4 of the class vote for Sam. The remaining pupils vote for Alex. So I would see that as if 1/4 is 7. All I'd need to do is you can either draw out a little bar model, like so, and divide that into 4. This is best I can do it equally. So that's 7, 7, 7, 7. So, okay, so 4 7s must be 28. So well done if that's what you got there. Okay, question 15. Pause the video to have a go. Right, so if you got 32.0 0.07. That is correct, simply because I just literally multiplied this by 10 to make it become that. And that's how I got that same answer there. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, question 16. Pause the video to have a go. So here's a number. Tick the statements that are true. The digit 5 represents 50,000. Yes, that definitely does. So let's give that a tick. The value of the digit 9 is 900,000. Well, I can see that after the 9 there are 6 digits. That must mean that 9 must be in the millions. That can't be right. The digit 6 represents 6 millions. Well, because there's 6 digits after a digit here, this number is in the millions, but that's actually the 100,000, so that can't be right. And the value of the digit 2 is 20 tens. There's the 2. So if I do 20 times 10, that's 200. Yeah, so that is worth 200, so that must be right. So well done if that's what you got there. Okay, time for question 17. Pause the video to have a go. Right, so it says Chen buys these 4 items. Chen pays for the 4 items of the £10 note. The price of the butter is not shown. She receives £3.85 change. What is the price of the butter? So it's asking us to show a method, and it's worth 2 marks. So even if you show a method but you don't get the right answer, you could still get 1 mark, which will make an awful lot of difference to how much you get overall. So let's make sure that we do show a method. It's actually asking us to do that as well. So let's add up these 3 items together first. So that's 150, add 145, add 70p. Okay, so I've got that done. So 0 add 5 add 0 is 5. 5 add 4 is 9. Add the 7 is 16. Decimal point in there. And then 1 add 1 add 1 in the ones for the pounds is 365. So that's how much those items cost together without the butter. So let's take away that from £10. Okay. So we know how much change you get from that. So 365. So I know I'm running out of space, but it's really important to make sure you keep all your working there. So try and I've probably not spaced mine out correctly as I should have done, but try and maximize the amount of space that you've got. Really, I should have moved this over here to give myself a bit more space, but never mind, we're here now. Right, so 0 take away 5 we can't do. So let's get these subtracted from here. That's now 0. Then put a 1 there, and then a 1 there. So 10 take away 5 is 5. 9 take away 6 in the tenths is 3. Decimal point. Then 9 take away 3 in the pounds is 635. Okay, so now we need to take away 385 change. I'm just going to do it underneath here, just to save a bit of space. So I know I haven't given myself a lot of room. So 5 take away 5 is 0. 3 take away 8 we can't do, so let's go over here to get 13 take away 8 is 5. That is a 0, by the way. I'll make that a bit clearer. And then 5 take away 3 is 2. So the price of the butter would be £2.50. So well done if you got £2.50. Okay, question 18. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so it says draw an arrow on the scale below to show 1,350 grams. But we've only got this in kilograms. So what I would do is, if you're not sure, I know that there's 1,000 grams in a kilo. So I know that would be 1,000 there. That's 1,500. Then that would be 2,000 there. So we've converted it all into grams now. So that should make things a little bit easier. So then all I need to do is work out where 1,350 might go. So I know that about halfway would be 1,250. So that would be here, about here-ish, I think. Yeah. Okay, so that must mean that this one here must be where, so if that's 250, that must mean that this is 350 here. Okay, so I know it says draw an arrow. I'm just going to just quickly explain my thinking. So if that's 250, so each of these must be in hundreds. So, well, each of these will be in 50. So it's 1050, 1100, 1150, 1250, yes, and then just keep going, just keep counting up until you get to 1350. So what I'm going to do is then just rub this out here, and then draw my arrow on because that's what it actually asked me to do, and then pop that there. Okay, that's meant to be above that line, on that line. Sorry, slightly just off, but it's meant to go there. Okay, so let's move on to question 19. Okay, time for question 19. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says a hall has 1,250 seats. At 7 p.m., 880 seats are filled. At 8 p.m., there are 40 empty seats. How many seats were filled between 7 and 8 p.m.? So there were 3 different ways that you could have done this one. So what I'm going to do is not write it on the screen. I know it says show your method. As long as you've done that and you've got some sort of formal method in there, even if you've got the wrong answer, you might still get a mark for that. But I'm just going to go through the 3 different ways that you could have done that. So the first one could be, 1,250 take away 40 equals 1,210, then take away 880. You could have done 1,250 take away 880 equals 370, then take away the 40. Or you could have done 880 add 40 equals 920, and then take that away from 1,250. And the correct answer for that is 330. So I will pop that in the box because you will need to make sure that you write your answer in the box as well. Please don't just do a load of working and then leave don't put your answer in the box. Make sure the answer goes in the box. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Right then, question 20. Pause the video to have a go. Right, so it says each day a school has break from 10:15 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Lunchtime from 12:40 to 1:30 p.m. These might be similar times to what you have at school yourself. So what is the total time the school has for breaks and lunchtime in a 5-day week? So we know we're going to be multiplying some numbers by 5 to get there. So we've got 10:15 to 10:30 p.m. That's 15 minutes. So that would be 15 times 5. Then it says to show your method. Okay, it's worth 2 marks. So make sure we're doing that. So 15 times 5. And remember to maximise my space this time on here to make sure I've got enough room, because they've given me even less room because of the massive answer box. Right, so 5 times 5 is 25. And then 1 times 5 is 5, add the 2 is 75. So that's how many minutes there are for break time. So I'm just going to make a little note there. Mins, and in hours and minutes, that would be 1 hour and 15 min. So I'm going to put 1 hour 15 m. Okay, so lunchtime from 12:40 to 1:30. So that's 50 minutes. Okay, so then 50 times 5. Okay, so let's pop that in there. So 0 times 5 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25. So that's 250 minutes. Okay, and then if that's in hours and minutes, so there's 60 minutes in an hour. So 1 hour would be 60, 2 hours is 120, 3 hours is 180, add another hour, that's 240, so that's 4 hours. Okay, so that's, and then there will be 10 minutes remaining on that. And now all we need to do now is, because it's asking for hours and minutes, we're going to add our 1 hour and 15 minutes together with the 4 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, so let's pop that on. So if we add those together, we get 25 minutes. It's a bit of a random way of doing column addition. And then 1 add 4 is 5 hours. So our answer must be 5 hours and 25 minutes. So well done if that's what you got at home. Don't forget, even though I've written the answer here, make sure it goes in the box as well, because the examiner might think, well, which of these is the answer? I don't know which one. And they might not mark it. They might just give you 1 mark because, oh, I can see they've used some formal methods here, but they won't know which answer that you've chosen for that box. So make sure that the answer goes in that box. Okay, so let's look at question 21. Pause the video to have a go. Right, so it says tick all the correct statements. We've got some lovely lines and letters and angles shown there. How lovely. So we've got AB is parallel to CD. Okay, so let's have a look. So there's AB, CD. Well, I know that parallel lines are 2 lines that run alongside each other, but they'll never meet. So that can't be right. GH is parallel to AB. AB, GH. Yes, they look like train tracks to me. They've got the 2 lines that are next, they run alongside each other, they're not going to meet, so that must be correct, that one. CD is perpendicular to GH. Let's have a look at CD, there it is. And there's GH. Oh, yes, perpendicular lines, the lines that meet at a right angle, so that must be correct. Then EF is perpendicular to CD. Where's EF? There's EF. There's CD. Well, they look like they're parallel to me because they're running this way. They're not going to meet. So I wouldn't say that one was right. So I think those must be the 2 correct statements. So well done if that's what you got as well. Okay, question 22. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says this table shows the distance that 5 friends travel to school each day. What is the mean distance they travel to school each day? Now it says show your method. Okay, and it says it's 2 marks. So we need to make sure we're showing a method and how we've got to our answer. Even if we've got the wrong answer, at least there is some working. So let's have a go at working this out. So we know that to find the mean, we add all of these up, then divide by how many there are. So we're adding all of these together, then dividing by 5. So let's do that. So I'm going to make sure I've got myself enough room. So 1.8, 2.4, 3.2, 1.6 and 4.5. Okay, let's add those. So 8 add 4 is 12. Add the 2 is 14. Add 6 is 20. Add 5 is 25. So let's pop that underneath. We've got 1 add 2 is 3. Add 3 is 6. Add 1 is 7. Add 4 is 11. Add 2 is 13. Okay, so now we need to divide that answer by 5. So let's do that. So 13.5. Okay, so let's see. So we've got 5 into 1 doesn't go. So 5 into 13 goes twice with 3 left over. Let's put a decimal point there. And then 5 into 35 goes 7 times. So the mean distance they travel to school each day is 2.7 kilometres. So well done if that's what you got as well. Okay, let's look at question 23. Well done for sticking with it so far. So pause the video to have a go. So it says Mrs. Mills has 940 seeds to plant into trays. She plants 12 seeds in each tray. The last tray is not full. What fraction of each tray of the last tray is filled? So we know that it's going to be something over 12 because there's 12 bits in total that she's going to be filling in. So let's work out that. So let's do 12 into 940. So if you need to, you could always write out the multiples of 12 to help with this. 36, then we've got 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, oh, got there. Then 120, I'll go that far for now. I'm just 10 multiples of 12. So So 10 into 9 we can't do. So 12 into 94 goes, oh, I've got 84 there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then let's pop that underneath. I'm going to do some long division because why not? So why not? Then we've got 4 take away 4 is 0. Then 9 take away 8 is 1. Bring that 0 down to make a 0. So 12 into 100, the closest it goes is 9 times, I believe. So let's double check that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so that's the, so actually no, it would be 96, won't it? So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, I should have remembered that it was the one below. So I did say at the beginning, I will make the odd mistake here and there, so just double check that you have done the calculation correctly and that you've always used the lowest closest one, not the highest closest one. Okay, so that's 8 times. So then we need to do 96 take away, so 100 take away 96. So that would be 0 take away 0, 0 take away 6 we can't do, so let's start exchanging to make that doable. So 10 take away 6 is 4, then 9 take away 9 is 0. So that would be remainder 4. So it must be, we're going to pop that remainder over the top over here for our numerator to make an answer of 4 twelfths. So well done if you got 4 twelfths. Okay, here's question 24. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so it says here are 4 numbers, 40, 60, 64, 100. So it says something is a square number, something is a cube number, something is a common multiple of 4 and 5, and something is a common factor of 80 and 20. So for this one, I would put in 100 because I know that 100 isn't a square number, and it could be a common multiple of 4 and 5, but there could be another number we could put in there, and is a common factor of 80 and 20. It's not that, so I'm going to pop 100 in this one. 64 could be your cube number, because 4 times 4 is 16, 16 times 4 is 24, so I pop that in there. And 64 is also a squared number, because 8 squared is 64, but because 10 squared is 100, I'll probably put 64 in here. Then let's have a look at a common multiple of 4 and 5. So we're left with 40 and 60. So I think, let's think. So maybe 6, let's just check this one first though. It's a common factor of 80 and 120. So if I think of that as like 8 and 12, 4 goes into 8 and 12. So 40 would go into 80 and 20. So that must mean that 60 is a common multiple of 4 and 5. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, question 25. Pause the video to have a go. So a lovely bit of algebra for this one. So what I would do is I would literally just substitute the letters in to into the formula. So we've got, so for the first one, it would be 3 times 2. We're going to take that B out and make it a 2. Take away A equals 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. So take away something equals 2. So that must be 4. Okay. Then let's have a look at the other one. So 13 is our A. So let's pop that in. So 3 times B, take away 13 equals 2. Okay, so let's have a think. So B is 3 times something, take away 13 equals 2. So we could do maybe 13 add 2 to make that 15. Okay, to get rid of that B, to get rid of that bit. So let's get rid of that. So 3 times B now equals 15. Oh, so I know that's not meant to be a Z. That isn't equals. It's just my jiggy mouse. So 3 times B equals 15. Well, I know that 3. You can even divide 15 by 3 to find B. To make the answer of 5. So well done if that's what you got for those questions. That question. Okay, let's take a look at question 26. We're very close to the end now. So pause the video and have a go. So it says, here are three translations on a coordinate grid. Tick the translations that are 4 units to the left. So because it says translations, you're going to be ticking more than one of these. Okay, so it says here 0.2 to 4.2. Well, there's a difference of 4 here, but there's not a difference of 4 here, so it can't be that one. Is there a difference of 4 here? Yes, there is. So, but that's going that's going to the left. So let's give that a tick. And then we've got a difference of -3 to -7. That's also going to the left. So think of it as like on a graph. Which way? That way on a graph. So it'll be going down that way to the left. So that would be the way it goes. So well done if you got those two. Okay, the final question. We have made it to the end of the SATS paper. So pause the video and have a go. Right, so it says Olivia has 2 jars of beads. The number of beads in jar A is double the number of beads in jar B. Olivia says 25% of the number of beads in jar A is the same as 50% of the number of beads in jar B. Explain why Olivia is correct. Now there's quite a few different examples, so well done if you got any of these. So if there are 100 beads in jar A and 50 beads in jar B, 25% of A is 25, which is the same as 50% of 50. 50% is double 25, so 50% of a half is equal to 25% of a whole. That could be another answer. Another answer could be a quarter equals half of a half. You could have that. Or you could have a diagram which shows that as well. So which shows that 50% of the half is equal to 25% of the whole. So you might have some bars that show that. Okay, right, so well done for getting through this SATS paper. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it's been useful. Do let me know if you've got any questions, or you'd like to share with me how you got on, how you answered some of the questions. I'd love to know. And thanks so much for watching. Take care and good luck.